Is Sadhguru a fake guru? Unequivocally, no. In this video, I'm going to share with you everything I know about Sadhguru, everything that I've experienced in him, everything that I've learned logically, my own deep mystical experiences by him, with him, things that he has come into my vision and done various things to me or for me. I'm going to share with you everything. So this is going to be quite a longer video, so stay tuned and drink some nice clean water and enjoy yourselves while I dispense this. And something important needs to be said in the beginning of this video is that if you clicked on this video and you're thinking to yourself, oh yes, Sadhguru is a scam, Sadhguru is a fake guru, Sadhguru is a charlatan, Sadhguru is a thief or a businessman, Sadhguru doesn't know what he's talking about, Sadhguru is the work of the demon or the devil, I want you to understand something, that you are so utterly confused. It's remarkable to me. You know this word remarkable? It's something to be underlined. If you found this on a little piece of paper, you have to underline this with a marker. Wow, that's remarkable. And the amount of confusion that you have is truly amazing, because I honestly didn't even believe that such people are actually alive, in existence. To actually have this amount of confusion in them, it's beyond me. It's phenomenal. It's like, wow, that's truly remarkable. You know, recently I watched some YouTube videos by Sadhguru, some YouTube shorts, and I always comment on YouTube shorts because I want to get my name out there and for people to find me because of simply my name, Shiva Kailash Shambho. And as I comment, I'm scrolling through and reading the comments, and there is one particular girl that has commented on 2 of his videos that I found already, and she said, oh, this guy's a scam, this guy's a charlatan, this guy's a fake or something like that. And I'm just in shock. I was in shock for like a second. I just had to stand back and like, wow, just observe her. I clicked on her profile picture. Saw who she was. She was some Indian woman living in India, most likely. And I was just in utter shock and utter confusion as to how that might be possible. Because the amount of confusion that you must have in order to look at the most highly evolved, most highly enlightened human being that's currently walking this planet and say to him, no, this is bad, this is wrong, this is evil. My God, that is beyond me. That is an illusion that I literally cannot comprehend. You know, I'm living my life this way. I'm purifying my mind. I have very strong morality, and I'm, living a good and healthy life. So I'm thinking that, okay, generally speaking, most people are like this. Most people are like me. And it's true, okay? Most people are like me. The friends that I talk to, they have some confusion because, planet Earth is like that. It's a playground for you to erase your confusions and ultimately gain ultimate liberation. Yet they're not so far lost, they're not so beyond the veil of illusion that they're literally lost. So I understand. So generally I was like, kind of aware that human beings are generally like this. They're generally good and generally aware. Yet when I started going down the rabbit hole of the internet and seeing what people have been saying about Sadhguru, it's remarkable. It's truly remarkable. So let me share you this story now, okay? So people are claiming that he is a scam artist, like I said, that his Isha Yoga Center has some elephant corridor. He doesn't allow elephants to walk through his Isha Yoga Center, that he has stolen land from people, that he doesn't know anything about spirituality. He's just a businessman, a con man, basically persuading all these people that he's some enlightened master, but in exchange he's charging people money to attend these courses. Some things are very extreme. I don't even want to talk to you about them, that he's like, harvesting people's innards for money, and various other things, that he's part of this world, global community where they're trying to, they're puppets and they're trying to make you a puppet, and he's a puppet of some other big organization. So many things. So obviously that's not true. So I'm going to share with you my inner experiences of Sadhguru, and hopefully this will clear up your illusion, it'll just dispense all of your darkness and all of your ignorance out of your mind, so you can clearly see this man as I see him. Now, it needs to be said that I don't have any beliefs. I don't believe Sadhguru is this, or I don't believe Sadhguru is that. It's like, hello, okay? I see this shirt and it's clearly white, okay? It's appearing to me as white. So there's no belief here. I just see it. I just know, okay, this is white. Similarly, I know that the sun is warm, okay? Okay, I don't have to believe, ooh, the sun is this, or the sun is a scam artist, or the sun is this, or the sun is that. No, okay, my inner experience or my experience is not, it's not some confusion or some belief or some little ideology that I have. It's very clearly, it's warm. Similarly, now let me take you back in time. Let me tell you the whole story. All right. All right. So starting fresh, I'm going to tell you the story of Sadhguru, basically sharing with you everything I know about Sadhguru and dispensing my knowledge onto you. Here we go. I'm glad you stayed around up until this far. Click the like button. All right. Here we go. So let's take you back in time to about 2014, 13, something like that. I first started glimpsing Sadhguru on YouTube. He was saying all these wise things, and he had a turban, and he looked impressive, and he was sitting in a very nice, comfortable spot, like a chair like I'm sitting in, and his background was very nice, and he was saying things, and he was answering people's questions, so instantly I knew he was an authority on the subject. And the things that he was saying was kind of a little bit irking me. It was like, this is 60% of it is kind of wrong to me. 40% of it is very good. The things that he explained is like, oh yeah, that's very nice. But some of the other things he was talking about, like logic and engines and inner engineering, I'm like, oh, that's not spiritual, that's physical, that's physicality. Get away from that. And some of the things he was saying also about spirituality was like, oh, this is not my logical understanding, this is not what I've been learning about these new age people, and this is just maybe not true. Maybe he doesn't know, maybe he's just some weird guy. So then years progressed, and then in about 2017, 18, and 19, I really started watching him. Why? Because he was appearing on a YouTube channel, and he was doing all sorts of interviews with famous people. And some of the things he started saying was very resonating to me, and I started to understand much more deeper into what he was saying. So as this was happening, I started gaining more faith in him, and started realizing, okay, this man maybe actually knows something that I don't. Maybe he's enlightened. That's the kind of feeling I got. He's probably enlightened. That's what I thought. Okay. Then it just so happens that in 2019, in about October time, so after my birthday, I was just sitting in my bedroom, and an ad popped up saying, oh, Sadhguru's coming to Toronto. Come join his inner engineering course and be initiated by him. I'm like, skip. I don't need that. It costs money, blah, blah, blah. I don't need it. The next day, something exactly the same thing happened. I'm like, okay, skip. That's just my automatic response to advertisements. Virtually instantly, I always skip. And again, the advertisement came up, and this time I'm like, what? I should take this opportunity. Here is this wise master coming to Toronto, probably enlightened, and it would be so wrong for me to miss this opportunity. Whatever the monetary cost is, $450 it was. I'm like, yeah, whatever, just take it. I would much rather have this experience than have the money. So I paid for it, and I was excited to go. It was a 2-day course. And unfortunately, it started at a very early time, and I lived in Etobicoke back then, if you know anything about Toronto, and I had to travel all the way to downtown, which is approximately 1 hour by bus. So in the morning time, I think I either was driven or had to take the subway, whatever, one of those things. So I was tired, and I arrived kind of nervous because there were so many people. I had to take off my shoes and place the shoes there. There was no shoes allowed inside the hall, and it was a gigantic hall. It was like the Toronto, big hall where it's like you can probably store 5, 6, 7,000 people there. And there were a massive amounts of people, probably like 2,000 if I were to guess. If I were to kind of guess, about 2,000, maybe more. And I sat way on the right side of the stage. So if you're the speaker of the stage, I sat like way on the right side here. And I'm just sitting there, and music starts playing, the sounds of Isha, and it's a very nice melody. And then all of a sudden my mind starts to become very peaceful, just like this. I'm like, ooh, this is nice. Something powerful is going to happen. And then I had just the feeling to close my eyes, the intuition to close my eyes, and I closed my eyes. I opened my eyes again, looked at the stage, no one there. I'm like, okay, closed my eyes again, started meditating. Maybe 30 seconds passed, maybe a minute passed. Who knows? I have no idea. And then something just kind of touched me right here. Something I just felt like, okay, something is happening. I turned to the stage, and there I see Sadhguru walking from the back of the curtains. He's already starting to walk towards his seat. As he's walking, my inner perception was so clear, was so open, was so ready to receive him, that I saw, as this man was walking, he had a normal body like everyone else, but inside of his solar plexus was a diamond light. This is not a perception, this is not an imagination, this is not my thing. It's a clear, direct sight, like I could actually see, energetically. This is what's happening. He has a diamond light shining through his solar plexus. Why? At the very first instance that I saw this, I understood what enlightenment was and why this man is the way it is and what this represents, what the maintenance center represents. The maintenance center is where all of the 72,000 nadis meet, all the energy channels meet, and it's the maintenance center. It's where all the maintenance happens. So it's yes. And this man has totally purified all of his energy pathways, completely purified. Nothing of his own remains, no ego remains, and nothing of him remains. And only the light of the source of creation is lighting through him, is shining through him. Only the light of the universe is shining through him. It's not his light, it's not he cultivated light, it's just that he unblocked himself, and the light that is around us, all everything, the creator's energy, God, universe, Buddha, Jesus, Christ, Almighty, whatever, is shining through his solar plexus, like a cascade of an endless waterfall. Whoa. As I saw this, I instantly thought to myself, wow, this is remarkable. This is the first enlightened master that I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to do whatever this man says, whatever it takes, whatever he suggests to me, everything. Now I have no doubt, 100% I'm going towards everything he's saying. Why? Simply because he has demonstrated to me that he has the results that I want. Plain and simple. If I want enlightenment, and I desperately wanted enlightenment, and if some beggar came to me and said, hey, this is how you get to enlightenment, but he wasn't enlightened, why should I take his advice? Why should I take your advice? But this man is clearly enlightened. I actually saw it. For the first time I saw an enlightened person, I actually, with my own inner experience, I knew 100%, yes, this man is enlightened. Well then, what's left to do except to fully go into everything that he's saying and absorb his teachings into myself. A secondary perception arose also, that although he has diamond light shining through him, I could also perceive his body, his inner body, the quality of his body. And I saw his body as being broken up into two parts, left side is right side, and it is also, again, his actual physical body is fully clean, fully cleared, fully purified, nothing, no blockages remain, no stagnation remains, nothing of the sort, nothing like that, zero, empty. He is the most purest, most cleanest human being that I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Excuse me for a moment, because unfortunately the camera is in the sunlight, so I have to change locations. I have to talk to you from here, because if I sit there, my camera is going to overheat and you're not going to gain the benefits of what I'm just saying. All right. This is going to be a little bit of a different vibe. In fact, I'm going to change it to this side because I need to all right, that's much better. So those are the two perceptions that I clearly saw in this man. Sadhguru, that he is enlightened, number one. And number two, that he has the most perfect, purified body that I've ever seen in my life. So obviously he has the results that I wanted. That's what I thought. This man has the results that I want. And again, I was willing to do whatever it takes. Now I had complete faith. You know, because if you don't have faith, if you have doubts, if you're like, oh, okay, maybe this man is lying, maybe not, I don't really know. He's saying something, but how should I trust him? Who should I believe? Blah, 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 blah. That's very confusing. And I was in that state. But when you know 100%, with 100% certainty, because you clearly saw it for your own self, now it's very easy to follow that man's advice. It's kind of like maybe you're in business and people are giving you business advice, how to make money, you're all these online gurus, how to make money. And then one day you go to some online guru and he's like, how to make money. Oh, by the way, come over here. Let me show you my vault. And he opens up his vault and he has 2 tons of gold and silver and bullion and cash and diamonds and everything. Massive wealth, okay? Hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars worth of wealth. He's like, yeah, this is mine. And he shows you the proof, everything is his. Right then and there, you're basically going to erase everything in your own mind, whatever you think is the truth or whatever you've learned about business. Clearly you know nothing, because obviously you don't have any money. And you're going to go along with whatever the business guru says, because obviously he has demonstrated to you that he has the results that you seek. He has the results that you want. So the purpose of me making this video is to inspire all of you to fully trust and engage with Sadhguru. Okay? There's no better karma for me that I can do right now than to persuade or to literally show you what Sadhguru is, and for me to clear your mind's eye towards seeing this man with the right perspective and perception. Because if you do, your entire life is going to change, obviously, and so will mine. So if you have any kind of doubts, hesitations, maybe that you think Sadhguru is not enlightened, Sadhguru is this or Sadhguru is that, he's literally the most enlightened being, I was going to say in the universe, but, in our universe, because we're here and we don't have access to the universe over there, so the planet, essentially, or our little universe right here, our little experience of who we call as ourselves, human beings. He's the most evolved human being that's currently walking this planet. And as he's currently the most evolved human being walking this planet, you would be very wise to listen to him, to take his advice, to follow along what he says, to very carefully study his actions and his behaviors, everything that he's doing, all of the advice that he has to share with you, all the advice that he has to offer you, literally everything. So, and subscribe to his YouTube channel, of course, and watch every single video that he has recently published, because those videos are being tailor-made to you, the individual, the viewer. Okay? That's just always like that. Let me get my water bottle out of the sun. Be right back. This is, by the way, a water bottle from Sadhguru, from the Isha Yoga Center. It's called Kailash Tirth. It's $151 American. And it energizes the water, and it cleanses my blood, cleanses my body, and also energizes me. It gives me energy, actually. This water gives me energy. As well as it gives me the quality that I'm seeking with Kailash, and it gives me the quality of this water, which is a holy water, consecrated water. Cheers to you. Shampoo. Okay, what else can I share with you about Sadhguru? Now, coming back to my previous point here, people saying he's a scam artist, he's this or that. Look, so once I realized that this man is literally the most highly evolved human being walking this planet currently today, there's literally no chance, I'm talking about 0% chance, that he's going out behind people's backs and hurting other people, or he's scamming other people, or he's going and doing all these things to animals or to whatever in the little world organization, whatever he's doing. It's literally no chance. 0. Why? Because enlightenment doesn't work like that. Nature doesn't work like that. Human beings don't work like that. When you become highly spiritually evolved, you literally cannot harm life. It's not possible. Why? Because you're harming yourself. Everything is part of you. Everything is connected. You can't simply go out and harm life and you think, oh, there's no confusion anymore. Okay, see? Harming life is a confusion. So it's not possible that Sadhguru is going out and harming all these people and being a scam artist and all this. He's not a scam artist. He's the most non-scam that there is on planet Earth. I want you to understand this. Yes, that's true. Because, Apple is a scam. Okay, let me backtrack here. If you're running a business or running any kind of organization, you make money and you have some confusion in your life and in your mind, and you think, okay, I'm just going to charge this, or I'm going to withhold this patent, or I'm going to withhold this technology because I want more money, I'm a little bit greedy, and okay, fine. That's whatever. That's just how it is. Whereas Sadhguru, fully enlightened, fully purified, whatever he's doing is for the ultimate well-being of life and of mankind. So he's literally, whatever is the complete opposite of a scam, that's him. Okay? So he's so not a scam that he should be looked at as the definition of how to do business, the definition of how to conduct money and morality and everything, literally everything. He should be, man, how can I say this without, okay, you're a human being, right? You seek higher qualities within yourself. Obviously, you're probably not some person, if you're watched up until now, some deranged person, you want to go lower into life and go to deeper states of hell and things like that. That's probably not you. So you want better qualities, you want higher qualities about your life, you want to do better, you want to be a better human being, you want to be happier, you want to be more blissful, you want to be more joyful, you want to be everything. Well, that's great. So if you want all of these things, then probably you should look at the man who has most done this, who is the best example of this. And tell me, who do you think is the best example of this right now on our planet? Is it LeBron James? Is it some super blissful guy? Okay, he has a lot of, paper dollars. Good. He can use that to buy some food. But after he buys some food, is he in some perfect enlightened state in his mind? Like, oh, I'm so this and that? No, I don't think so. I doubt it. Is it Lady Gaga because she makes very nice music and she's very creative? You think if you were to peer into her mind and you'd be like, oh wow, this is such a blissful person? No, I doubt it. Is it Barack Obama? Okay, he can order around some soldiers, hey, go do this, go do that. That kind of makes you feel a little bit powerful. But if you really looked at his life, everything he's doing in his life and also his state of mind, you think you would want to emulate that? Oh wow, this guy's so blissful, so happy, so in tune with nature, understanding of life and reality? No, I doubt it. Is it, who else? Is it like Osho, for example? Okay, yes, that man has done it. That man has reached the final goal. Yet, this has to be said, okay? Sadhguru is a Chakrishwara, meaning, this word Chakrishwara meaning is someone who has mastered his 7 chakras, someone who has mastered his 7 dimensions, someone who has mastered literally life itself. Why life itself? Because there are only 7 energy centers here. There's the Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna, and Sahasrara. Only 7 chakras. I'm sure you're all aware of it. It's very kind of obvious knowledge, even if you're living in the West. So when a person gets enlightened, like I am, okay, I'm enlightened, boom, there, I said it. What that means is, it's very simple actually. It's just a realization. That's it. It's just, I just realized. Like, wow, I just realized the truth. It's so simple, but I just realized it. That's it. It's like, you know, maybe you're walking around life and someone tells you, hey buddy, you know, your eyes are looking out in the world, but evolutionary, your eyes have learned to ignore the nose, but your nose is actually in your view. And you look at your nose, you can actually see your nose. If you close one eye, you can see your nose. Oh my God, there's a realization. I just realized, oh, there's it. I always didn't know this because it wasn't in my awareness, but now I just realized, oh, that's simple. That's what you call enlightenment, okay? Very simple to do. You know, Sadhguru says just a simple bump on your head, you're gonna get it done, okay? So just a little knock on your head, knock, knock, is anyone there? You're like, oh, what? Boom, you realize, that's it, finished. What does that mean, finished? Well, you're gonna walk through life clearly understanding the nature of death, and you're not gonna be worried or fearful about anything ever again because you know the ultimate goal, the end goal, and you're gonna live blissfully because it's just a giant joke. We're in a big joke, okay? And you are the joke if you don't realize this. You are the joke, okay? If you can't see the cosmic joke, you are the joke. But once you can see the joke, you can laugh along with the universe. Aha, that's a good one, universe. Oh, this is very fantastic. And I'm going to be walking my entire life, the full length of this life, laughing. Okay? Laughing at the universe or with the universe. Because the universe made a big joke. The universe is the ultimate comedian. So, once you have realized, once realization has come to you, does this mean that, what, now you're in some perfect blissed out state and permanently you have no more problems in life and you're just effortlessly blissful and blah, blah, blah? Well, yes, kind of, okay. The amount of happiness and the amount of bliss that I have currently today is unmatched to where I was 5 years ago. Like, literally, I want you to understand this. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about myself. In 2018, by the end of the year, I went to Burma, Myanmar, in Southeast Asia, and to a little village in South Yangon or something like that, into a forest monastery. It's an international forest monastery run by Pa Auk Sayadaw, okay? And I stayed there for about a month and a half. There I meditated for 9.5 hours each day for about 2 weeks straight, or maybe a little bit, maybe longer. I had some of the deepest insights into life there. Ghost experiences, I talk about that in the previous videos of my channel, like my experiences with ghosts and stuff like that. And so I meditated there for a very long time. There's a beautiful tree there that was the sapling of the Bodhi tree that the Buddha became enlightened, and he was there. And I could see this tree is highly energetic. It's like not a regular tree. It was a phenomenal experience. And there, I remember after I left, I had the most amount of confusion that I probably ever had in my entire life. I had a severe mental breakdown. The meditation there was not going well for me because I was literally destroying my mind and not having any kind of bearing in my own body. And what was happening to me, the amount of destruction that I was undergoing, the amount of mental destruction that I was undergoing, I literally had a psychotic episode. So like, I experienced a temporary psychosis, is what they called it. So I remember walking to the doctor and like thinking to myself, what can I do that would just utterly destroy these people's personalities, perceptions, minds? Like, I need to do something so crazy that everyone's mind will just explode with intensity and kind of like, oh my God, we're all becoming enlightened. What did I do? I was walking barefoot. So I picked up my foot and I started licking my foot in front of the doctor, okay? That's how insane I was. Now, as I started doing this, I'm like, this is obviously wrong. What am I doing this for? But the intensity that I was practicing with, the meditation practice that I was doing, the sheer intensity of it, I was willing to do whatever it took to progress further. And I had no kind of sense of self and no kind of understanding of reality. And I was just, in a very deep black down rabbit hole. If I had Sadhguru and if I had Sadhguru to look up to, I would be very clearly understood this is not sensible for me to lick my own foot in front of the doctor. And I thought if I licked my own foot in front of the doctor and I would do something so crazy as that, the doctor's emotions or energy would just explode. But in truth, he just looked at me with utter shock and horror. Like, oh my God. I also said to them, hey, buddies, your monastery is filled with ghosts. And it was true. And the second I said that, they both recognized it and they kind of like shook in their boots. They kind of was like jolted and scared. I don't know why they don't have any practices to clear those beings out. But they were bothering me, bothering in my sleep, bothering in my little kuchi that I was staying in, bothering me when I was trying to meditate. It was scaring me like badly. I'm like, gee, I don't know what's going on here. There are literal ghosts walking around that monastery, like dead people that have died, and they're trying to get help from you because you're meditating, you're seeking some kind of practice. And I'm like, my God, these ghosts need to chillax. They need to go away. So that was my experience with ghosts, okay? And then I remember the last day that I was there, I knew that I needed to go. I'm not going to stay here anymore. I need to leave. And I left. And there now I really had no kind of security of bounds. I was totally on my own. There's no one looking after me. And I didn't have the strength or security or the wisdom or guidance to learn where I'm going in life. So it was like, what was it like? It's like, you're jumping on a trampoline and the trampoline is connected to all these little lines. And one of the lines broke, and I realized, like, that's it. I'm just going to keep bouncing until everything breaks, and I have no kind of structure or safety or security. It's over. There's no one to look after me. There's no one. I have nothing. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I have no idea. So I'm walking around. Maybe I should go for a walk and walk 2 miles in this dangerous third world country, military-run country, and see what happens. And I decided, okay, I'm going to take all my possessions, my belongings, my phone, my passport, my money, into this little bag, and I just tossed it into someone's property. Like, I don't need that anymore. I'm going to become enlightened. I'm going to go into non-existence. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I was in such utter disillusion that I was doing some very dangerous things. Luckily, the people that I threw the phone, my stuff on the property, they handed it back to the monastery. But that night that I was throwing my stuff away and throwing my property everywhere, I sat in front of this little factory that was producing something. It was like a third world country. It was a very rugged place, but they were making something in the factory. And there was a little booth, a security booth. And there was a fence, and I'm standing in front of the fence, and there's a road. And it's pitch black because it's midnight. And there's no one around, no one's driving because it's a third world country. Cars are pretty much... And it's also like in the village, like in a relatively village kind of town. So there's not any people. So I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, right now I am so utterly miserable. I am so unhappy with my life. I'm in so much mental pain. It's unbearable. It was unbearable to me. And I thought to myself, I was just like laying down on the floor and walking around back and forth and looking up at the sky and just chanting like, okay, whatever, God, Buddha, and just saying whatever things I was saying to my own mind. And then I realized I had a sudden realization. I'm like, you know what? This is the first moment that I'm going to change the circumstance. From this point of my life, I'm going to do the right actions in order for me to become more blissful, become joyful literally every single day of my waking existence, become super happy, become super bliss, super everything. And I realized, yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in a lot of emotion and energy towards this goal and desire, and I'm going to push through, and I'm going to make myself happy. Because again, I was so miserable. I was utter mental pain. And I'm laying there on the floor there, and I'm like chanting. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be happy. 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 And I said this a little bit too loud. And the person that was in the security booth, I didn't see him, but he was like this weird security booth. It was like this. It looked like the size of a porta potty, and he was sleeping there. I didn't know that. Okay, he was supposed to be on guard, but he's sleeping. He's some big fat guy, and I woke him up. And he looks at me. I'm some Westerner white kid. You know, it's not common in that country to see Westerners like that. It's not common at all. It's not Thailand or something. It's a military-run country. It's not easy to get a visa there. And I got a special visa. It's called a meditation visa. So it's like only unique to that country. A meditation visa you can't find anywhere else. So he woken up, and I saw he woken up, and he was like not a friendly guy, not a spiritual guy. He was like, what? I have to do my job. I have to call the police. And he calls the police, and he's like, no, you stay there. You stay there. He spoke in his little language. I didn't understand him. But like, yeah, whatever. At that point, I was willing to let life throw me around to do whatever. I had no will or intention of my own. I'm like, yeah, let's see what the police have to do. Let's go to jail. I don't care. I thought I'm gonna get up from this spot, and I'm gonna walk literally in through this land. No one will know who I am. My passport will be gone. I'll have no phone, no money. I'll just beg for food, and I'll survive like that. That's what I thought I was going to do. Okay, that's kind of insane, but maybe I was gonna survive. I don't know. So the police arrive, okay, and the police are there, and the police are like, it was kind of funny because I woke up the police chief, and the police chief was wearing a traditional dress. You know, the Burmese people wear dresses. It looks like a dress. Let me just make sure the camera is still rolling. And I'm in frame. Well, I should be in frame. I hope I am. So this should be fine. I don't know if you can clearly see me, but I hope you can. So the police chief was woken up, and he came with along like 3 other people that weren't really wearing uniforms, but they were kind of, I mean, they looked like police officers. And the police chief had a nice dress, you know, a traditional dress, and a t-shirt, and that's it. And he's like, hey buddy, and he spoke English. He's like, hey, what are you doing? Where are you from? Even though it was just a few minutes walk from the monastery, they had no idea where I came from. It wasn't obvious to them. Why? Because the Westerners are not common here. Like, where are you? What's your name? And they're asking me, what's my name? And I literally don't know. I mean, I know what my parents' name is, my passport name is, but I don't know what my name is. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a name. And they're like, what? Who are you? I'm like, that's new to me too. I don't know who I am either. They're like, where are you going? Where did you come from? Emptiness, nothing. I'm nothing. I'm no one. I'm homeless. I'm a nobody. And they're like, okay, well, this guy's clearly, you know, having some sort of psychotic breakdown or episode, or either he's that or he's super enlightened. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. That's not probably what they were thinking. Probably they were thinking this guy's like gone off his rocker, is crazy. And then I'm like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna leave. And before as I started leaving, he's like, no, you stay here. And the police chief takes out his .44 Magnum, a big gun. Okay, the actual Magnum. I know what it looks like, and it was a big barrel. And I look at this, I'm just in awe. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And I had an intrusive thought. You know, in the internet, there's a little meme like you let the intrusive thoughts win. I had an intrusive thought. I thought to myself, right now I have nothing to lose, no one to care for me, no one to care about me. I'm literally free to do whatever I want in this land. I can literally just snatch this guy's handgun and, I don't know, play around with it, or just hold it, or run away, or do whatever I can. And that's what I thought for maybe like a good second and a half. You know, I was going to snatch this guy's gun and see what would have happened. But my, you know, positive thoughts, or my true thoughts prevailed. And I'm like, yeah, that's obviously not smart. It's not going to end well for me. But he showed me this to sign like, hey buddy, this is real. Like, you know, I'm an authority figure here, and you should listen to me and tell me where you are. Finally, they figured out that I'm from the monastery, and they drove me to the monastery. And as they drove me to the monastery, my bag was given back to me, and I started crying, utterly crying, because I knew that I made a big mistake. And fortunately, my good fortune prevailed that I got this thing back. And then I knew, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go to the more positive sides of life. And now here I am, okay? Simply to do with Sadhguru. Sadhguru has been the biggest contributing factor to my growth and evolution as a man, as a human being. Not even the Buddha, okay? So Sadhguru has been the biggest contributing factor to my happiness, to my growth. And now I can clearly and comfortably say that as I'm talking to you into this camera, I am so utterly blissful within myself. I'm literally blissful pretty much all the time. That's how I made my physiology now. Not to say that I don't experience mental pain. I do, because I've taken lots of drugs, you know, psychedelics, which actually hurt my mind. Also, the parents that I grew up with and all the circumstances of my life also made it kind of painful for me to live. I'm going to go back to my original spot. And so that caused a little bit of mental pain for me. So I still have pain in my pineal gland, in the middle of my eye, in my perception center. But I'm evolving out of that. I'm growing out of that. Let me just position the camera here. All right, this should be fine. All right, that's perfect. So, I don't know if this is perfect. because I want to make sure that you can see me, and also it's close enough so that you can hear me. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Yeah, so, you know, I'm utterly blissful within myself. I'm so happy right now. I'm so joyful. And I actually can benefit other people now. Yesterday I talked with a good friend of mine. I'm happy to say, call him a friend. And if you want to talk to me, if you want to reach out to me, please send me a message down below in my Facebook Messenger. Add me on Facebook, add me on Messenger. I will gladly talk to you in exchange for donations. I will share my wisdom with you, share my insight with you. I'll give you a psychic reading. And whatever value I give to you, you can exchange to me in the donation box below. My PayPal link will be in the bottom. And of course, if you want to just simply donate because of the value that I provided you and shared with you here in this video, please do so as well. My PayPal link will be in the bottom description below. Thank you so much. You are literally going to feed me. Thank you. So yes, so I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish back then when I was in Burma, you know, struggling and thinking that life was very, very painful for me at that time. And it was. And okay. So I need a camera woman. All right. So yes, I pretty much accomplished my goal in terms of making myself blissful and happy, the goal that I had in Burma. And it's simply to do directly with the teachings of Sadhguru. His teachings were the most revolutionary, the most transformative thing in my life, and they still are. And I'm still going forward in life. Now, let's talk about this idea now, okay? So even though I have realization, even though I've clearly glimpsed the actual truth of nature, this happened to me in June 20th. I recorded a few videos about that in that time span, June 20th, approximately. And you can see, like, I made a video like I'm enlightened or I'm in constant bliss, things like that. So you can see how my state of mind is or was when I was in that kind of experience. So, this is bothering me. Well, I apologize for the technical difficulties. All right, that should be good enough. So, even though I have realization, I don't have mastery over my being. I don't have mastery over my body. I don't have mastery over my mind. I don't have mastery over my emotions. I don't have mastery over my life energies itself. Although I have greatly progressed and I'm going to literally be like Sadhguru, I'm going to be a copy of Sadhguru. I want to be a Chakreshwara as well. I want to leave life through the 7 chakras upon my death, the breakup of my body. And I want to know everything that there is to know about the universe, about God, about life, about nature, about the creation in general, everything. And that's where I'm going towards, and I know that Sadhguru has gained that experience. I know that he has that. I know that that's in his experience simply because he has said that. He has said in his Sadhguru exclusive that there was a... You know what? This is not the best place to sit. I'm going to go back to sitting on the stone here. Why? Because I'm more connected to and in tune with nature. Okay. So yes, that's what Sadhguru has attained. Sadhguru has reached mastery over 7 dimensions. That's where I'm going towards. So I want to learn how to completely control my body, completely control my mind, completely control this entire energy system, and for me to know everything, and for me to be in utter and constant bliss. That's what I'm heading towards. So one last thing needs to be shared before I end this video, is of the Dhyanalinga. This is what Sadhguru is. This is who he is. This is what he came to do. This is why he has taken up so many lifetimes within himself. You know, I need to share the story with you, is that maybe 4 or 5 lifetimes ago, Sadhguru lived in India, and he was called as Bilva. So he wasn't Sadhguru back then. He was just a different life, different human being, but his same energy stream or same mind, so to speak. I don't really know how that works, but it's his quality, okay? So he was alive, and his name was Bilva, and he was a snake charmer. And he fell in love with this woman called Shambhavi. And Shambhavi was part of a very prestigious family, and Bilva was a nobody, and they were kind of secretly in love, and they were going behind their backs and going to the forest and making love in the forest. And suddenly, after this happened, the family became aware this is happening, and they really didn't like it. And so what they decided to do was to follow Bilva and Shambhavi to the forest when they were going, to secretly make love. And they took Bilva, they tied him to a tree, they took one of his snakes, venomous snakes, and they unleashed it onto him because they wanted him to die. So the snake bit him, Sadhguru, and Sadhguru said, well, Bilva, back then, Bilva said that as the venom was basically killing my body, destroying my body, and as life was leaving my body, something much greater than life itself entered my body, which is Shiva himself. That lifetime he passed away. He was reborn into another male body, and he did intense meditation practice all his life. And then again he was born again, and that lifetime he was known as Shiva Yogi, which was used very, very intense also. And at one point when he was doing very intense sadhana and the right time came, his teacher arrived, and he didn't know he was his teacher, but this first time he was seeing this man, and this man didn't see Sadhguru fit enough to touch him with his hand to get him to understand or to send his energy into his body. He took a stick. Just like this, and he touched Sadhguru's forehead with a stick. Boom. Okay. And Sadhguru said that as he touched him with a stick, touched his forehead with a stick, he realized everything. He was at the highest state that anything could be, and he gained full liberation and knew everything that he needed to do. And also his guru, the person that touched him with the stick, downloaded into him a project or something that needs to be created, which is the Dhyanalinga. If you don't know what the Dhyanalinga is, I'm going to briefly share what this Dhyanalinga is. It's a temple that sits in South India. It was created in 1999, I believe, or 1997 maybe. Before the 2000th year, for sure. And it is a lingam. Lingam is a kind of like, I'll show you what a lingam is. This is a lingam, okay? It's a metal lingam. So he created a stone lingam made out of, the core inside is solidified mercury, and the actual stone itself is one of the densest stones on earth, which is granite. And it's approximately the size of maybe 10 feet tall, so it's a big kind of structure. You should definitely Google this after this video. And it has been consecrated or energized with all the 7 chakras manifesting themselves as to the highest peak, to the highest potential. So it's like that stone or that temple or that lingam, the Dhyanalinga, is like sitting in front of or being beside the wisest master that is possibly able to be incarnated on planet Earth. Or it's like to say that, if you go to a factory that produces light bulbs and you go to pick a particular light bulb and you channel electricity into it, maybe you send a few voltages and the light bulb gets brighter. But if whatever is the maximum amount of electricity you can send into this light bulb for it to become maximally bright before it pops up, like before it gets destroyed, that's what it means to be, for the chakra to be fully on and fully active and, reach its highest dimension. So he has energized the stone to be essentially as a human being that has the 7 chakras fully activated, fully on, fully in light, 114 chakras. Literally, it's like God himself is sitting in that stone. And for you to basically absorb the energies and for you to become like that. So it's the highest representation of an enlightened master in that stone figure. And there are many more things that I need to talk about the Dhyanalinga, so let's do that now. It's a repository of energy. It's a storehouse of energy, and it will be alive for probably approximately 5,000 years, or maybe longer, or maybe a little bit shorter, but somewhere around there. And it is responsible for this massive wave of spiritual awakening on this planet. And what Sadhguru has been able to do how many people he's been able to initiate into meditation. Whoa. So it is called a Mula Sthana in India. It is an energy source. So it's like, you look into the forest, and if you're living next to a waterfall, that's an energy source. Meaning you can go and guzzle the energy as much as you want, meaning guzzle the water, get yourself full, go run around the jungle, go swim, jump, play, cook food, whatever you want. And there's an abundance of energy. You cannot exhaust it. It's a gigantic waterfall. Okay, it's like the Niagara Falls, for example. Whereas if you don't have this energy source, if you're living in the jungle but you don't know where the water is, or you have to walk 2 miles away from your little hut to the water, you're going to be very careful about the energy that you exert. So just like human beings. So the Dhyanalinga is an energy source, and it is used to basically get people to meditate. It's essentially designed for meditation. And if you sit in the sphere of the Dhyanalinga even for a moment, you will gain the awareness and understanding of space around you, of the universe itself, and you will become effortlessly meditative. So this is the project that was downloaded into Sadhguru, and Sadhguru has accomplished it not in that lifetime as Shiva Yogi, but he came again as Sadhguru Sri Brahma, which was very intense, very fearsome, very fierce person. And he tried to gather the necessary social support because it's a very kind of complex project. And he failed because the intensity of his person wasn't understood. People didn't understand him. So he died, and he came again as Sadhguru, and he changed things about himself, and he was very kind of careful about what he did in this lifetime because the Dhyanalinga needed to be created. And fortunately, he did create this, and this is his kind of gift to the world. It's the most remarkable feat that he has achieved, or any man has ever achieved on planet Earth, in my opinion, or from what I see. You can't create anything more advanced than this. Doesn't matter what robot you create or what anything you create. It's the highest, most spiritually evolved entity thing that any human being can ever conceive of, and so you can derive benefits from this simply through you looking at a picture of it. You don't necessarily have to go to India to get absorbed. It's that powerful. So if you look at a picture, you feel something off it right then and there, you will derive the benefits from it. So this is what Sadhguru is. Something needs to be more talked about, the Dhyanalinga, and it is a great source of spiritual energy. So just the analogy of the waterfall, it's just like that. If you don't have a spiritual energy source, you're not going to be able to progress very far in the spiritual path, because where you're getting your spiritual energy from? Food? No. Nature? Barely. Okay, nature has a lot of to offer, but not that much. Okay, nature is its own kind of thing. So you need all 7 dimensions to be wide open if you want to fully master life. And all the 7 dimensions have been opened in the Dhyanalinga. So that's it, my friends. That's the last thing that I should share with you. Thank you so much for watching. Please choose to donate to me or choose to contact me, whatever you want. And bless you. Okay, I'm going to make another video, so stay tuned for that. Shiva Shambho.